over and check out Knoxville's Twitter, twitter.com/KnoxvilleZA, as he's got a... Keep retweeting the hilarious news. Knoxville wants Habibi. We'll get him later. I know that Knoxville is desperate to see Bravado Emotion versus Team Bronze, and we will get that. And we'll get it even sooner if, for some reason, 4Love has managed to 2-0 Ichigogo. Harry, you're not expecting that to happen. You're expecting to see a third game being played. Any resounding thoughts now as well?
Honestly, my basis for that was purely piggybacking Durka's knowledge. Just the fact that Durka said that Ichigogo actually was maybe the best team in this tournament, and that 4Love. I mean, the 4Love that I knew, like I said, it was. I mean, I knew them as Danny D's team, and I have difficulty taking any team with Danny D seriously after the Quantic thing. I guess since you don't know what that means, it basically one of the guys from this team basically fake signed to a sponsor some other people who didn't actually know they were getting signed to this sponsor, and it didn't really work out very well for him. So,
What?
yeah, that's...
What the hell? Fake signed?
Yeah. Well, he basically he forged someone else's signature saying that they would play on this for the sponsor, and that person never agreed to actually play for the sponsor, so...
Oh my god. That
Yeah,
is a
but
massive miss.
apparently now according to Durka, it's actually there's like two 6K Finnish ringers on this 4Love team, and it's actually only like three 4Love int, so maybe they are going to 2-0 Ichigogo. Although I still think Ichigogo are going to bring this one back.
This is their team pretty much. Like, Say So is like a stand-in, they haven't found a fifth yet. But Thompson and Thompson are two Finnish guys who play with them. So that's why I struggle to call them a UK team, because it's three UK players being carried by two Finnish players.
Okay.
Yeah, carried with Radovatos lifting them on their backs.
Yep.
Them
But
Finns doing all the hard work over here.
yeah,
There we
so I think that this game we're going to see a more standard draft from Ichigogo, even though like last game it was kind of like their standard after we'd seen it already once this tournament. I think like they're actually just going to pick legitimately good heroes this time rather than trying so hard to make one very specific thing work.
Okay, fair enough. We don't have the usual set of first picks immediately. We've already seen a Phantom Assassin already this tournament, and it's nice to see it again. My favorite hero at the moment, basically. And Mirana also being picked. I'm expecting that to be Watson's, expecting... actually, it could be either Gron or Inferno Koi playing at the Darks here. So it's still kind of up in the air, really, exactly which role's going to be covered by whom.
I think Gron's going to feel the pressure to play an agility hero here, so maybe it will be the Mirana so that he can start with Slippers of Agility again. Um, but yeah, I mean the Watson Mirana it was kind of hit or miss, no pun intended. Um,
Yeah.
I still think maybe they'll go back to the well for that one once again, especially if they go for like the OD. I mean, obviously OD is going to be excellent against PA mid since PA relies on having mana in order to CS.
Becca, would it be like a big upset if For Love were to beat Ishigo, do you think? Or Ishigogo?
I don't know if it'd be an upset. Like, I keep saying this, all four teams are pretty evenly matched, but they've all beaten each other or all can beat each other.
Okay.
So there's never going to be an upset, really. Especially in the last couple of ESL Cups, Ichigo have performed really well and have won, I think, 4 out of 7. I don't know if 4Love keep getting knocked out relatively early on, but this is in sort of a state of flux. They're trying to find a fifth player to regularly perform in their team.
Mm-hmm.
Now they might have found someone, and they've obviously got these two very strong core players. And usually when they fail to win games, it's because one of these core players tries to play above his level and carry too hard, and then gets caught out and doesn't
Yeah.
expect the enemy team to play in such a cohesive manner. So they definitely can fall apart if Ichigo pull out all the stops and go for some big team fight plays, which 4Love don't expect, because that is their real weakness. They definitely do rely on these two Finnish guys to play out their minds.
I see. Seiso played the Venge pretty nicely. There were some really nice swaps, I think, with the Venge, which was quite impressive. But definitely Thompson and Thompson were playing amazingly as well. Gonna see another Lich though, or 4 for love.
Yeah, a Lich, and they banned the two Ichigogo heroes from the last game, the Void and the AA. Although with the Lycan out of here, I guess there's not that high of likelihood of seeing the Void. Take the Bane, since they banned the Shadow Demon themselves, and they want the Mirana combo of some sort. Bane's obviously going to be pretty good against Phantom Assassin, guaranteeing that you can lock her down for a little while, makes pop off, which otherwise can be a difficult task. At this point, it really could go either way, whether that Mirana is going to be core or whether it's going to be support. I'm leaning towards it being a core Mirana, but I don't know, we'll see. I think at this point it's going to be Gran on Mirana, and Inferno Koi is going to be playing the Darkseer offlane. And we're kind of just waiting to see what their mid will be.
So is it possible to call this tournament 2 Finns and 1 Cup? Just throwing
It's a brawl though, not a cup, right?
Okay. 2 Finns, 1 Brawl. We'll go there. We see the Disruptor, oh my god. Not when I was, like, we were talking about Disruptor countering Panda and all that, but we see the Disruptor anyway, and it's one of my favorite supports, and I think that actually slightly OP support as well, with that range on Glimpse being just ridiculous. And sticking Ags on him, and he's gonna be saving a team if they're falling behind.
Yeah. The weakness of the hero is just the fact that it does very little in the early levels. None of levels actually do something, and it has no actual slows or stuns or anything like that. No defensive mechanisms whatsoever, so it definitely needs to have a decent laning phase where it's not too hassled in order to be effective, but I think at this point, I don't know. I mean, it's either going to be dual lanes and they're going to dodge. I feel like it just... I don't actually know. Would that be a tree? No, so it would be like Disruptor supporting, and maybe off-lane, Phantom Assassin plus Lich mid, something like that. Or otherwise, it's going to be a safe lane, tri-lane, Lich off-lane, or an aggressive tri-lane even, although I don't really think you're ever... But either way, I think they're going to find some way to give the Disruptor a relatively painless laning phase, which essentially means he has to be very far away from that Bane Mirana combo.
So there's not really any... Okay, I guess they could ban the Wisp because we don't know yet what Mirana exactly is going to be doing. So we could have a Wisp, but how would that shake things up? Darkseer would go off lane, Mirana mid, and then Bane Tiny safe lane? Well, they've banned the Wisp, so... Maybe that's what Ichigo were baiting them in, and they've got another plan for the Tiny instead.
Yeah, I think it could just be the Tiny mid, since they know they're going to be against the PA, although I think Tiny's going to struggle against PA, just because that low armor. PA can do a significant amount of harassment, although I guess PA's typical harassment comes from the Stifling Dagger, and pure damage obviously not going to be that effective against Tiny, since Tiny's weakness is a lack of armor, and he's a relatively high HP pool. And maybe, who knows, he's going to get Craggy and force the PA to get Phantom Strike, to get a BKB in order to Phantom Strike, because obviously, like, blinking and Phantom Striking a Tiny with Craggy would be pretty terrible for you.
Yeah.
But I think the Wisp, I'm not even sure that Ichigogo really even wanted to pick that, because, there's a Disruptor on the enemy team, and Disruptor are pretty hard counter to Wisp.
True. They got Ichigogo removed Morphling, though. Is that? I wasn't expecting a ban like that.
Yeah, Morphling would have made them really passive. I mean, they would have had no real stuns, actually, and they would have had two kind of heroes that need a lot of farm, as well as Disruptor, who doesn't do a whole lot, Lich. I mean, they would have really no defensive abilities, and it's actually going to be Bloodseeker instead, so... Hungry, and I guess this... I mean, difficult to say how this is actually going to be lane, because there's a lot of different options, but if I had to guess, I would say that it's going to be a Bloodseeker mid, with a Phantom Assassin, safe lane, tri-lane, and a...
Lich offlane.
Yeah, I don't think you really want to go dual lane against the Bane Mirana combo. It's pretty risky. So I don't think you would send like Lich plus Phantom Assassin or something there, and I mean, I don't know why you would do that anyway. So yeah, I think we're just gonna have the Lich offlane again.
Let's have a look. We got that last hero now for Ichigogo appearing, and it's gonna be Wraith King support Wraith King presumably, unless they decide to send. Well, let's have a go. Have a look at see who's assigned to teams. We've got Thompson who's gonna be playing Bloodseeker. I think it was Thompson who was mid invoker last time, and Thompson's gonna be on the PA who was playing the Lycan. Ichigo will be mid tiny it seems. And Gron is taking Mirana, so yeah, we are going to be getting a farmed Mirana now.
Look at his items real quick. Yeah, he even wanting to point it out.
Oh my god. Oh no, he sold him! He sold him! He didn't commit!
Yeah, but he's starting with one anyway. He's doing it.
Alright, let's run through the teams quickly. Gron is going to be on Mirana, of course, as we just noticed. Antav on the Vayne, who didn't have the best match on Earthshaker. He died 10 times on Earthshaker. Watson's going to be support Wraith King. Mid is Ichigo on the Tiny. We've got Inferno Koi on the Darkseer. We know he can be effective with that. And Falaf, Thompson, Bloodseeker, Seiso on the Disruptor, Nepali on the Trian. Mid is got Thompson on the PA and the Area on the Lich. And here we go.
And offline Lich without boots, that's definitely ballsy, but we'll see. Might work. Definitely a lot of risk to get caught, though. If they ever get a sleep off, he is dead. So, I actually have the opportunity to explain this now, especially with this build that Gron has here. So, basically, by buying Slippers of Agility instead of 2 Iron Branches, he's decided that he would rather have 50 less gold and get essentially 1 more damage at the cost of 2 strength and 2 intelligence, which gives him health and mana. And there's just no way that that's a good decision. Now, it's a slightly more efficient decision since he's going to build towards a Ring of Acula, and this way, I guess he has more parts of it done already. But the branches could go to the Magic Wand, so they're going to get used as well, and there's really no reason to do this. Essentially, also, the 50 damage, the 50 gold he has would also mean a slightly faster Bassi, which means even though he's going to have 1 less damage for a very short period of time, he's actually going to get his bonus 6 damage 1 creep earlier. So, yeah, that's just why we wouldn't ever get Slippers.
Yeah. Okay. I have nightmares of Slippers of Agility now. And then your voice moving over the top.
The Darkseer's gonna have a lot of trouble actually. If Seiso gets 1 or 2 levels, Disruptor is very good support against the Darkseer, obviously, because Darkseer can't surge away since he's getting glimpsed back. And yeah, I think that's definitely something he's gonna have to be concerned with. At the same time, they have actually let the Lich get a fair amount of experience here, but Lich does need to be careful even under his own tower because he can get arrowed quite easily.
Yeah. Ichigo's trying to put some kind of pressure onto Thompson. He's trying to push him out a little bit. And Antab, yeah, he's really just trying to get in the Lich's face and be like, really, you're not getting a single bit of XP over here. Arya, though, stepping close, he wants to claim something. And just a bit of a stunner. He's got to be very careful. He can afford to maybe get Nightmared behind his creeps, but not really any other spot. We haven't got any immediate rotations into mid at this point, although it looks like Antab might be going for a move right now, but he hasn't got that Mirana coming with him.
Or the Wraith King, you mean?
Well,
the farmer is probably not going to leave, but the Wraith King could go with him and they could...
Oh, he's just pulling. Okay, I was going to pick some Mirana, that combo would be good, but I don't know if the Wraith King would actually have much of effect either. Antab is going to find double damage.
Yeah, and the Tiny is definitely keeping up with the PA for now, although I think, well, oh, no, PA is going to get comboed a little bit here. Tossed back, actually.
Oh, misclick from Antab with the damage, and we've got Living Armor now on Thompson, and he's just being very careful with where he positions himself. Antab not really a great threat, and with Treant on FL.int's side, yeah, it's easy going. Bloodseeker, getting a fun farming session himself. He's sitting at the top at the moment, but if we can get Ichigo to get online quickly, then he's going to look good. That's the problem with when he was playing with the Void last time round. He got that early Agnum Scepter, early farm was quite decent, but there was no damage coming out, and he needs to find that damage, I feel, quite quickly. with their tiny. And otherwise, especially because the PA is going to be critting very hard. Oh, missed arrow onto Arya.
Yeah, but I think they're going to be able to do a fair amount of damage to this tower. Obviously, the Mirana has her Bassi up, and armor is going to help out a little bit. This is Lich kind of one weakness that he's not very good against these early pushes. Although they are actually one creep wave early. They're going to get pushed back here, and they didn't get all the catapult damage. But depending on where the creep waves meet, assuming this gets pushed off the tower quickly enough, then they might actually... The worst thing, yeah, so that's actually perfect. It stops just in front of the tower, which means that they can kill these creeps without their creeps taking tower damage, and then they'll have a fair amount of catapult damage still, while the Lich still has to stay quite far back. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know that this will actually lead to a tower, unfortunately, since, yeah, there we actually saw the catapult attacking the other catapult, and there's going to be a TP.
Oh, Seiso coming in. Just clouting up. Needs mana for a glimpse. Just in case, maybe.
Yeah, he's actually got level 3, so he does have all 2 glimpse now, but they're not actually going to be able to make any kills here. It's a little bit weird that the Disruptor rotated, just because, I mean, I guess he's just someone else to kind of protect the Lich, although, as I mentioned, Disruptor has no defensive abilities, so he's not the best hero for actually protecting anyone. And meanwhile, the supports from top are going to use this opportunity to rotate towards mid, but the Tiny just had to go get a rune bottom, so they're going to have to wait a little while, and, yeah, they've got enough time to smoke that I think they should be fine. Bane going to go in for a sleep.
No, you don't.
Oh. They're going to sleep now so they can reposition themselves. They will. And this could be difficult. Here comes the sun. We've got living armor on, but the damage is going through, and great positioning there from the Treant. Thompson can just skip away without any hassle.
Yeah, that was, I mean, excellent time for the Treant to be there, and they were Thompson was pinging that out, and, indicating to the tree that he needed to go there, so that Thompson could blink away. They actually could have waited a little bit longer on the sleep until they had the toss back up. Ooh,
oh, again.
Thompson.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, the combo does a lot of damage, but he's got a bottle, so he'll be fine. And he's got level 6 now, too, so the Tiny's actually going to need to be the one to be a little bit careful, because it's bursted down.
Even crit Stifling Dagger.
Stifling Dagger crit.
We've got a bit of a movement coming over here from the supports. But all the Ichigo players are kind of moving away. Are they going to try and get back? Because they've got some... Oh, wow. Actually, Thompson almost got a kill. They had to get the stun out. Stifling Dagger. I don't know if the crit would have killed him there, but it would have been awfully close. I think he's just going to run back to base.
Yeah, the crit certainly would have killed him. But it would have been 150% more damage off of a... 40 attack, so yeah, he had like 100. I mean, even now he still has less than 140 health, which so that would have been crit. But he got a crit just before it on a physical attack, so it's perfectly reasonable that it wasn't a crit. I mean, he's not Arteezy.
We've got Thompson still leading the board at the moment, and he's got his level 6. So Inferno Koi, he's got to be pretty careful at this point. Just a little bit of support, and Thompson, especially with Seiso, could find themselves a kill. And there's no more Observer Ward there, so I don't think Inferno Koi knows it. Here it is. It's going to try and TP out, but we've got the glimpse. Perfect movement here from the Flint guys. We got first blood concluded.
Yeah,
that was dangerous.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, it's two very good heroes against the Darkseer, so the Darkseer obviously knew that his time had to be limited. He was welcome a little bit, although you can't really blame him too much. I mean, he is almost level 6, which is pretty good for an offlaner at 7 minutes. The same level as the Lich, and, well, actually slightly ahead of the Lich, and the Lich obviously has a much easier time getting experience. So, I would say he's been playing pretty well, and it's kind of understandable that at some point he was going to get...
Oh, they're going to go push down this tower. It's been slowly held up by the Treant quite a lot. They're trying to take down at least a notch. They got help from Watson's as well. Arya doesn't have level 6, so getting rid of that tower now would be very, very helpful, as there's just another creep wave coming in to help with the pushing. And this should be it, but down bottom we've also got Action Thompson. He's had to back away quite a lot. That damage not going to do too much to him, and he'll be able to survive a little bit longer. And he's got his Rupture back up. Oh, we've got, I think, an arrow just landed on Arya, and that is going to be the life sap from Antab that's going to get himself a frag. Uh-oh. Glimpse onto Antab and Moonlight Shadow, but he's been revealed because he used a salve. Why did he use the salve?
Well, the better question is, I think he used the salve because he was afraid that he was a low enough threshold that Thirst was actually going to reveal him, even despite invis. But even on top of that, like after he used the salve, he probably would have been fine if he just didn't move. But then he like salved and he walked forward, and then he was like, "Ooh, crap! I walked forward. Now I got to walk back." So he's like, move forward, then move back to the exact same spot, then stand still and be like, "All right, I hope no one saw me." It didn't really work out in the end, and the Bloodseeker leading the kill chart as well as the last hit chart. So I don't know that Bloodseeker is a scary hero, but for any hero to have this good of an early game is obviously going to be a little...
Yeah. It's going to be sending Ichigo in a bit of a pickle, if anything. And they've also got it. I mean, the XP is looking really good for them as well. 2,500 XP advantage. Gold, like a couple hundred in
Watch
favor.
mid.
Uh-oh. Stifling Dagger, though, coming on. Ichigo might be in a bit of trouble. He's been... Thompson's been thrown backwards, but here comes the Chain Frost. Antab gonna end that. But I think this is gonna be a kill on Ichigo. We got 1 crit, 2 crits, and that is the PA getting his first kill. Any more crits? He might be able to... Oh, wow. Crit, 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 crit. Oh, nicely done, Watsons. And the cooldown of Blink just enough. Oh. Alright, Lich is in range. Arrow's gonna scuff.
Yeah, well, Lich has phase boots. Why would he not be in range ever?
True, true. Oh god, Thompson's just wrecking faces at the moment. I think Ichigogo's struggling a lot, and then Thompson just appears trying to TP out, but oh my god. It's going from bad to worse here for Ichigogo.
Yeah, it's... I'm sorry, continue?
No, I was going to say, if things go worse, then they're going to be facing Bravado Blue in the lower bracket round 2. Oh, here we are. Maybe they can get a bit of luck onto Thompson. We got 4 stuffed away from Thompson just before Antab was presumably going to either Life Sap or Nightmare. Give Phase Boots Antab.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know, casting South African Dota, I see this a lot, where it's a, well, I wouldn't even say relatively close, but like closer game 1, and then like game 2, it kind of just broken wide open, because like the losing team has been broken a little bit, and then kind of get into the situation. Well, they're actually going to combo Thompson there, but really I'm afraid that's what's actually going to happen here. That just this Bloodseeker and PA combo are just going to run around the map, constantly killing people. I mean, Bloodseeker's going to have his ultimate back up again in 5 seconds with that 4 staff. Significant amount of burst.
He's definitely a high priority target now. He's got himself a couple of bounties. Top, there's going to be a bit of actions. We got support versus offlane, and Wraith King doesn't have his ulti yet, so he's not going to be resurrecting. But we've got action back in mid. Rupture on Gron. He can't really move at all, and someone's TPing in. He's been 4-star forward, and then he's going to leap backwards, but it's just going to result on him taking huge amounts more Rupture damage. And then Moonlight Shadow is at least going to help keep the rest of his team alive.
Yeah, nice place there by the Bloodseeker, and just continuing to roll on ahead is this FL.int team. Normally I would look at Ichigo and say, alright, but this is the bright spot for them, but the sad thing is they don't really have a bright spot. Like, their bright spot is, disconnect. It's basically the Darkseer, but I don't know that a mech and, like, a relatively good teamfight hero is going to do anything. Like, ForLove doesn't want a teamfight really at all. I mean, the only concession to teamfight they really have is, like, I don't know, a couple ultimates from their supports, basically, but they're definitely more about just, like, making continual pickoffs. And at the same time, Ichigogo's team, like, they can't really 5-man because they need so much Mirana farm on the Tiny, as well as, like, the Mirana still needs a bit more than she has. The Wraith King needs levels, which he's desperately trying, or was desperately trying to get top before disconnecting, but I mean, he needs that level 6 so badly. So, like, the Darkseer is all that they really have going for them, but I don't know that the Darkseer is the type of hero that could turn this around for them, as opposed to, like, some other sort of offlane hero might have been able to. Now, like, that wasn't a mistake for the draft, but it's just, like, in this situation, I don't know what Ichigogo are going to turn to.
Okay.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're just getting considerably more behind in farm, and Kronos is not actually getting the CS they want, so we just saw another immediate kill onto him. This is just
Yeah,
slowing him down so much.
They're gonna turn back around. They're thinking about turning back around on Ichigo. Ichigo does have almost 1200 health, which is actually pretty huge. And obviously he can combo the PA if the PA jumps in, so the PA intelligently not going for that. And yeah, the Darkseer's catching up even more in the woods, but at the same time Bloodseeker closing on level 11, which is going to be a pretty scary ultimate.
Yeah. Yeah, he's getting very close to that point. And PA as well, if he gets to level 11, kind of before the 15-minute mark, then actually coup de grace is gonna completely wreck them. Mirana's just gonna be squishy still. Bane, if Bane doesn't got a Nightmare or something available, then he's just gonna die so quickly. Inferno Koi, what's he doing? He's got a bit of armor, which is nice, but not a whole lot of health. That arrow just whipping past.
Yeah, I would say that Ichigogo are also going to double drums, which I don't typically like. Although, I mean, they do have two very natural drum carriers, and they do need health to try to survive this burst. Ooh, action top.
Very nice throw there from Ichigo. We got the stun coming out. They've rather delayed it. Oh, glimpsed. It's actually Seiso who comes in. Tiny does manage to escape, but the support Watsons. Sorry, buddy. You're gonna be the sacrificial lamb here in this fight.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that was still pretty good for Ichigogo, though. They forced a lot of TPs and rotations to that top, and they still managed to trade 1-for-1, actually killing an off lane for support, although, to be perfectly honest, Lich, I mean, it's not a true off lane in, like, the sense of Darkseer, I mean, but much less significant when it dies. But they also got the Wraith King level 6 with that kill, so he'll have level 6 up next time, which is going to be pretty big. It would have been a lot worse if it had actually triggered there. I'm not sure if he just did a really quick calculation on his math before leveling it up, or if he wasn't paying that much attention, but he definitely shouldn't have leveled it up there if he had enough mana for it, because if it had proc there, then he'd have 5 minutes without it, which,
Yeah,
well, not quite 5 minutes, I guess it's like...
He held the skill pointer on, I think. I didn't see if he did have the mana. Maybe he just simply didn't.
No, he didn't have the mana. Like, he did skill it. I'm just not sure if he, like, consciously made the decision to skill it, knowing he didn't have enough mana. Well, anyway, action bottom.
Oh, we've got Chain Frost coming out, but this should only be one hit. Oh, it's going to go back to the creeps. Antab also probably going to try to TP out. Oh no. Overgrowth coming in. Watson's as well going to die. And this time we have got the Reincarnate. There's little to nothing that they can do. This is just... Bloodseeker PA combo is being really effective at the moment. There's only one bot. We've got people rotating to come and help out. Well, Ichigo's with Inferno Coil, I'll put it that way. Gron up at the top on his own, trying to get a bit of CS, trying to get that happy time with the creeps that he likes doing.
Yeah, and meanwhile, For Love just continuing to take towers and kills all over the map. Well, I mean, starting towers. Kills continuing. Oh, Thompson facing him. Forced to F himself out. Just kind of playing with them a little bit there, and he's going to be just fine. This is Dagon now, too, so...
Oh, God. And Mirana just gets the hell away, and spots the PA there, and it's like, even if he gets one crit on the first blow, leaping away is just going to be horrible, especially with that Stifling Dagger. Moonlight Shadow, though, I don't know if that got spotted out. They might try to make a play right now.
Got a lot of sentries down, so they're going to see this coming.
Yeah, they know what they might even try to counter push, but no, they're just edging away. The PA's not in close proximity. Lich neither.
Yeah, PA's actually going to rotate mid. And Watson, despite being a generally difficult to kill hero... Ooh. Oh, no, PA just wants the tower.
Oh, crits.
That crit.
And there's a long time till Watson's reincarnates back up. Trying to slow it down, not going to make any kind of jumps over. Is there any frost armor? Yeah, it's a frost armor. There's basically no mana whatsoever. And where the hell? Tiny died?
Yeah, Tiny got killed by the Bloodseeker bottom. Fortunately, Bloodseeker too much damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really a lot to say about it. It's just this hero, he's going to keep killing people. He'll have his ultimate up again in 20 seconds. And at this point, the amount of burst he has with his ultimate plus 4 step plus Dagon is enough to kill essentially any hero instantly on the deck. maybe with the exception of Tiny, but you still can't run, so... And the typical plan of TPing out, not really going to work either. No action.
Oh, Antab. He's been spotted. He's been slowed down a lot. There's not really any chase. They're a little bit skeptical because there's a bit of high ground there. Ichigo just turns up, but can he make it out of this one? He's been glimpsed. Ben's got glimpsed away. Ichigo on his own. Gron is going to be falling, and that's going to be another kill. Bloodseeker getting a double kill. And he's still chasing. He wants to get Inferno Koi. We've actually got a smoke, and so any glimpse? It's up in 1 second. Gonna go high ground maybe to pull him back. There it is. And Thompson and co are gonna be just getting themselves another one more kill here for the Bloodseeker. Literal get the last hit instead. And they're actually diving this. They're going up into high ground right now, and they are taking kills all over the place. Harry, is this beyond the point of no return? Excuse me.
Yes, I would say so. I mean, alright. Ichigo have actual good heroes, whereas For Love don't really necessarily have as good of heroes. So, like, if this game were to go late, the strength of the heroes on the Dire could eventually win out, like, especially the combo of, you know, Darkseer plus Wraith King and Darkseer plus the Tiny, as well as the Bane Murano, which is kind of obvious. So they definitely have what it takes to actually win a game, but I don't see them coming together as a team effectively enough to actually be able to pull this off. I mean, if we take a look at the gold graph, we're getting close to a 10k gold difference and over 10k experience difference, which is just too much. Yeah, I mean, look at Thompson here.
Thompson realizing that he was trying to juke around. He's got a haste and couldn't avoid the stun. Thompson in trouble. There's going to be a vacuum as well. Still trying to leap away to the safety of his teammates. Stifling there just to slow down Gron. We got a nightmare. Is there an arrow? There is an arrow right now, but it misses. They missed the arrow onto Thompson. That is devastating. Can he get away? No, he won't be able to. And that is a huge bounty right there for the Wraith King. Gron, he's just been taken back into the static field. And Moonlight Shadow has gone off, but there are sentries being dropped down everywhere. And I think this might just be Dire falling a bit. Oh, wow. Suddenly a lot of damage onto the Flint team, but what's his water? He is just going to be resurrecting himself into chaos. And that's GG right there. 19.5-minute GG. Ichigogo are going to be going into the lower bracket round 2, and they will be facing up against Bravado Blue. That was wreckage, man. That was a car crash. Dota, no hope for Ichigo since possibly like the 10-minute mark. Well, there was hope, but like Bloodseeker and Phantomus, like the Finns were just playing amazingly again. Yeah,
and I think after this, we definitely have to consider FL.int to be the favorite to win this tournament after they've beaten, well, kind of Durka's assessment for what he thought initially